Okay, guys. There we go. Oh, we need light. Okay, guys, I got the texture paste on the base yesterday. Talking with Good Enough. He's in his chat, or on his stream. I'm listening to him, and we've been chit-chatting. I really hope that this comes out. I got toe prints in a couple spots. It didn't set the way I wanted it to. He and I were just talking about how paint companies need to come out with their posters that show the color chart of all the colors in their brand so that we could hang them on the wall to make it easier to choose what color we want to use. Because you can't see all your bottles at any one given time. And if you're looking for a specific color, but you just don't know what you're looking for, it would be really helpful if they had something along those lines. And then you could just look up and say, okay, oh, here's the speed paint color. Here's the contrast color, or the base color that goes with it. Great. And then you know what you're looking for in your paint rack. But all these paints just make it so hard to figure out what you're doing. Anyway, enough whining from me. We're going to work on this today. As I said, I got the texture paste on. So it is the uniform brown. We're going to go in this morning and we're going to fix the gray on the rocks, get rid of my overpaint. I actually got out a really small brush to get into the small little cracks and crevices. It is still soaking to get the stuff out of it. Oh, and I didn't fill my water cup. So we should be done with the texture paste for today. And then while those grays are drying, we'll work on one of the minis with the speed paints. But I also picked 4 different tufts, to go on the big base. I picked lowland shrub, meadow flowers, woodland tufts, and the deadland tufts because I think, why is the light dimming? That's weird. I think that we would find all of these different colors on, you could find all these on a given battlefield. You'd have life and flowers and things like that clinging in the inner pockets, and then deadland tufts around where they've been stomped and hit with fire. Oh, let me turn that down. There we go. And we'll get the music going.
How are you doing, though? You said good, and you... I'm doing good!
There we go, guys. You have to tell me if you can't hear it.
Very good. Had a good night's sleep.
There we go. And we'll do this. Try and sync everybody up. And there we go. All right. I have Pokemon community game and the RPG game running today, so if you all want to play that, great.
Like there.
Let's see here. Now we need our grays. I did fix my wet palette. We have a brand new sheet again today, which is the best way to start my day. Spread this paper out a little bit. It's a little crinkly.
This is a fucking family channel.
If you can hear good enough coming through, let me know, because I should be the only one hearing him. Actually, let me check. Yep, you can hear him. Okay, well, we're going to do this. Sorry about that, guys. I thought that was in my ear only. Sorry about that, guys. I guess I can't hear him today. Need to find a way to do that. It's weird that you could hear him, though, because that audio should be turned off for you guys. Let's see here. Oh, and we have... I knew I forgot to do something. Hang on, guys. Let me get the captions running. There we go. That'll do that. And then this will get the other bit running. There we go. And trigger fire should be working to begin with. So while that comes up, there we go. Let's do that. See, we have our 3 grays. We're going to use them again, same ones. But we're only doing touch-ups, so we may not need them all for this. So we're going to get a little bit of this dungeon stone on here. Let's see. I don't like the way this bottle keeps clogging up on me. Hang on a sec, guys. We're gonna do some field surgery on a paint bottle. Not sure how messy this is going to get, so I wanted a full-size paper towel for this. Let's get these guys out. Crush that tip more than I wanted. Let's see what we're dealing with up here. Oh, there is a giant clog up here. Where's our unclogging machine? There we go. Get a hold of that. Big old nasty old plug up in there. Okay. Okay. There we go. Now it's flowing better. I'll have to take better care to make sure I check these bottles more often. Hey. So we're not doing really in-depth work today as far as needing the large brushes like we did earlier. So, let's see here. We can get a good point on this one. This should work for what we need to do in here. I don't want to completely destroy the work we had, but we need to cover all the excess brown with gray. In some areas it's worth worse than others, and we also want to try and keep from getting this gray on, of course, our base color, the brown. A little bit of show through here and there isn't going to hurt anything, because of course dirt gets kicked up onto rocks and things like that, but I want to get the bulk of this taken care of. Like I have this rock here, got completely covered with the texture paste. So this guy needs a whole new paint job. And I was a pretty rotten crafter yesterday. I forgot to go and clean my paint brushes, so I don't have my dry brush, at least my good dry brush. I'll have to use one of the basic dry brushes. I really like the makeup brushes. I think my wife got Sephora, but we also get them from, you can get them from Dollar Tree or Family Dollar in their makeup section. I'm sure getting a bulk pack would probably do us better. Okay. And I'm back to not using Canon's software to display the camera. Hopefully the camera will continue to function for me and not give me the errors it was giving yesterday. Since it didn't give an error code at all, it just stopped working on us. And if these speed paints, if they start working out real well, I think I will, since I can paint a mini in like 20-30 minutes, with choosing colors and all, it's about how long it took. I think I will paint the rest of the Heroes Horde minis using the speed paints, because I could print up a bunch of them, knock them out, and post pictures of them online for you guys to see what they look like. I really think his minis have a good place in any D&D campaign. And Blue Wyvern's minis are just absolutely phenomenal. I have more of his stuff that when I was a Patreon of his for a while, and I had to back off what I was Patreoning on because I was getting a bunch of STLs and not printing anything and not painting anything. And I couldn't afford the outlay of money. But I have a thin suspicion here that later on, probably next month, I'll have the spare funds so that I can be his Patreon again. I want to get his one-page rules Saurian's army, because this guy's just awesome. And so's Nightmare Fuel here. He's awesome too. And I wouldn't mind painting up a bunch of those guys. I don't play the Saurians in any particular faction. I just like painting cool models. But that's also going to push my Necrons further back down the line, and that's going to make my kids unhappy. Because they want to play. And I keep pushing things off for other little projects. Okay. Yeah, the rock pile's starting a little bit better. So, you know, I might not paint over some of this with the lighter colors. Having that darker gray base down there looks pretty good. It's kind of making the rest of the stuff pop. Now back in here where the layers are, we'll go ahead and we'll make things more varied again. I can see that when I go to tables and towers again and get myself in trouble, which always happens, I will have to buy another bottle of this chart in gray. I hope everyone is having a wonderful morning or lunchtime wherever you are. The song sounds too much like a Hallmark movie. Now, this sounds like anime. Oh, there's a bug type Pokemon in chat, guys. I think I might have missed it though. Ah, yeah, I missed it. Bug types for the weekly this time. I don't know if you guys have Netflix or not, but last night I watched slash listened to a movie called Zom 100. Not the world's greatest flick, but an interesting zombie movie. It's Japanese. It's dubbed into English for those of us non-Japanese speakers. So, but I thought it was fairly interesting. It's about a guy that, when the zombie apocalypse hits, makes his bucket list and goes around completing his bucket list items without a care in the world. It was very, very funny. You guys check it out. Let me know what you think. It was not by any means, you know, the greatest movie in the world, but I thought it had some good humor to it. Oh, there's an attack. Bandits. Go get them, guys. Need a little more paint. This sounds almost like Trans-Siberian Orchestra doing one of their Christmas songs. And then it gets to this part and it doesn't sound like TSO anymore. Okay. Getting down to the last couple rock piles here, guys. And we'll be ready to break out the other two grays. Everybody up to speed. Do this little one here. Have to find a brown to cover that misstep. Well, actually, I might be able to cover that with a tuft. Maybe we'll get some tufts right there and have a little bundle of them. That'll save having to try and match this brown, because I don't think I have a brown to do it. There we go. Not sure why it shuts off like that. Thankful I heard it this time and didn't take me 20 minutes to notice the camera went off. Around for any little spots I might have missed that need the gray, like these undersides here. A little bit right over there. There we go. That looks good. Oh, sand crabs. Hit them with water. Pardon me. Okay, so we'll let you go ahead and dry a little bit there. That gray is looking really good. From a distance, the base looks absolutely fantastic. I still want to get some more of that lighter colored detail in there just to set it off a little bit further. These two guys. While we wait to do that, oh, my wet palette's drying out. There we go. Come on. Should be plenty of water on here still. Now, adding a little along the edge can't hurt. There we go. I'll let it soak on through. Let's see, who's next? I think we should try the town crier, because his cloth is going to have some different colors. Or we could do the big ogre dude. I wanna try and save these two guys for last. The Minotaur Bartender and the Catfolk Noble, because they have a lot of detail and I want a little more experience. Along with the Turtle Folk Guard, he's got a good bit of detail on him too. Plus, this guy's a pain in the butt to get to stick to anything, so let's knock him out. Okay. There we go. Set Donkey off to the side here for a little bit. I did pull out glittering loot. I want to see what the metallic does on that bell, and we're going to start with that. This has a lot of mix-up to do, though. This is very, very... Whoops. A very unmixed paint. Because the gold at the top and the gold at the bottom are two different colors. I'm going to have to work on trigger fire today and get a sound for alert for the Pokemon spawn. Get here. There we go. This is probably the wrong color for the bell, but I'm not too worried about it. I was looking for the bronze and just couldn't find it. Oh wow. The speed paint metallic is very, very much super coverage. I was expecting maybe to have to do a second coat because it's metallic. I don't think I'll have to do that. The only thing I might have done differently would have been to maybe paint the center of the bell with a gray to set it up for the shadows that would be in there. Okay. And we'll go ahead and we'll use that, I think it was pallid bone. Yeah, we'll use the pallid bone again, and we'll use that on the scroll because I think that that's more of a paper color than any other I got. There we go, got the water crystal. Where am I going next? The forest. And as I was saying yesterday, I really think that these speed paints, you may not need to use them in a wet palette like this. I mean, as fast as they go on, with the coverage that they have, you may only need to uh, put them on a little regular palette, because I mean you're pretty much done with the color as soon as you start. If you're more experienced with speed paints, let me know, because that's just my observation. I'm only on day 2 of really fiddling with these guys, and this is all for that painting contest at Let's Play. So if you're local to me, and would like to come out for that, look them up online, letsplayhanover.com. The painting contest is on Friday. Friday, was it September 3rd? Let me look at the calendar here. I don't want to give you a bad date. Come on, computer. Friday, September 1st at 5:30 p.m. It's a real-time painting competition. Speed paints only. They supply the minis and the paints, but I was talking to the gentleman. He said if you have your own speed paints and you want to bring them to use, you can do that, but you can only use speed paints. And then it'll be like a community or whoever there's vote for the winner. The winner gets a small painting basket. So if you all want to come out for that, I think that would be fantastic. Let's see, let's break into the old line. I know there was more than one brown. Pardon me, hiccups are killer today. Dark wood, that'll work. This is the 1.0s. Up to now, I've just been using the 2.0s for yesterday's mini and so far today. I say the hardest thing I've had so far is picking colors. The colors go on really well. You know, I don't have my magnifiers on, and that is making this that much more difficult. Magnifiers on. Bandits appear. They're weak to lightning. Or thunder. There we go. Get. There we go. That gets the bell. Not any more wooden bits? No, but there is another, like a little metal symbol there on his head. I think we'll have to find another speed paint metallic for that. And so far I've also only used one brush. Let's see, I thought I saw hardened leather. Yep, hardened leather. This is going back to the 1.0 line as well. Oh, wait, 2.0's got one. Let's see what the 1.0 looks like, because the 2.0 is on Donkey. And we'll see how different they are. Little dabble D of hardened leather. Oh, that's a good leather color. I like that. Sorry if I'm pulling this off screen on y'all. And I will go ahead and break my speed paint onlys and do the little rim bases in the absolute black just to make him stand better on the base. Okay, got it all. Hold him while I hit this boot. And then we'll put him back on the holder. Go, get him back on the holder there. Hopefully that paint in there will dry nicely. And the only reason I'm not using the Foxbite painting handle today is just because I've got minis on just about every pog for it, so I figured why pull anybody off just for this little bit. There we go, get a little bit of a thicker coat on there. Want these insets to really pop. There's buckles on his shoes too. Look at that. That detail was not there before I showed that off. Okay, and there's a belt in here. Oh. I have to be more careful with how much I get on the brush. Okay, there was way too much on that brush. I'm gonna have to use my Abyssal White, I think it's what it's called. No, it's Abyssal Black. It's something else white. Holy White or something. There it is. That's Bleached Skull. That's got yellow in it. Did I leave it out yesterday? The other problem with having so many paints is figuring out where you put the bottle you need. It's Fairy Dust. That's Speed Paint Medium. Alright, well, we're just going to have to use the Bleached Skull even with that little bit of yellow in it. So we can touch up the primer on the bits that we messed up. So just a very little dab. I will use a different brush for that. Get a small one here. It's pulling the brown with it. Sure is. Gotta wait for that paint to dry. Alright, so we'll have to go back to that in a minute, but I can at least touch up right here where this is dried already. go. Let that dry for a little bit. We should probably move on to doing his flesh tones for now. That, I have a flesh tone right here from the 1.0 line. Satyr skin. Okay, here we go. A little bit of Crusader skin on here. Very little of this as well. Just his hands and face. Oh, don't fall over on me there, buddy. And this hand. I can see where painting an undertone on here would be helpful, but I don't think it's quite necessary for this application. That skin is coming out fairly. Just need to pull some of the excess from the darker recesses in his wrinkles. Werewolves. Let's knock them out. Oh, not a boss tack. That tack. There we go. Okay. And while that settles, let some of that dry so that I can go back in and hit the overpaint areas with the primer color. Let's look at what we got going on here. Okay. This looks dry now. So we'll go ahead and we'll take our second gray, the wizard gray. Pulled out of that up there. And this is the Citadel starter brush. If I can get a good tip to this, because this brush has been overused. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Not that guy, this guy. Take this and get in here. We're not looking for perfect coverage. We want some of that in the darker color to show through, just this to give us a little bit of help. And we really only need to hit the spots where we did a whole lot of work. Right there. Back in here a little bit. Almost like it's a very wet dry brush, because we don't want 100% coverage. We just want enough to give us the hint of the lighter color and the highlights that we will show off later with the highlight color. There we go. Give that a little bit to dry, and then we'll pull out. I've got a dry brush over here. One of the, should be a Citadel dry brush over here. Oh, I might have had to throw that one. I think that one was ruined. Yeah, I think my Citadel dry brush was ruined. Could have swore I had one from Army Painter though. Oh, they're over here. They're over here. There we go. Yeah, we can pull out this small Citadel dry brush to do the little bit of dry brushing we need to do on this base to get it where we want it. And then we can stick this guy on there and see where we want to put the tufts and make things look fantastic. So let's see now if we can put some primer on here. Cover over some of these other areas that I messed up. That's working a little bit better. It's still a little wet. That's okay. It's going to give us a little bit of a gradient in there. I think that'll be okay. Yes, these speed paints do flow very, very well, so if you use them, make sure that you have very little on your brush if you're doing small detail areas. Otherwise, you're going to have lots of touch-up to do. Amateur tip. Okay. So, we need to let his pants dry so that we can get up in there. Well, let's do his hat. What color should we do his hat? break into our color boxes here. We're gonna make this guy look like a jester, I think. Let's just do a bunch of different colors. There we go. We use magic blue on his hat. And I'll have to be careful around that medallion. We may just go ahead and do that medallion in gold. Matter of fact, let's just knock that out. There we go. Medallion is donezo. Whoop. Okay, so let's get magic blue all shook up here. Two little drops of magic blue, probably be more than enough for what we're doing here. There we go. Whoa. There we go. His hat's ready. Pretty much. I think it needs a little bit more darkness in there, though. It's a little too bright still, I think, in spots. There we go. Okay, got all the blue out. Alright, so next step is going to be this little business right up here above the robe or whatever you want to call it. So let's get crazy. Let's just pull out some colors. So you need to find a green. I don't know about absolution green. Some moody mauve. Shamrock green. So we have green, purple. We need a good red. Carmine dragon. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 colors that we need. And then whatever we put on his ruffles there. Not pastel yellow. We need a yellow for part of him. I think he needs some yellow on him. Well, you know what? Pastel yellow. We can use that for... As I hit it from myself. We can use that for his ruffles in the front. And then if we can find a nice bright yellow, maize yellow, we'll use that on his pants. Now, can I find pastel yellow again? There it is, pastel yellow. Okay. So we have the rest of our colors. So let's go ahead and do his ruffles real quick in the pastel yellow. That's what it says it is, pastel yellow, but it certainly doesn't look like that on the palette. Oh, well, that is a nice pastel yellow. I like that. There we go. And then we said we would use the bright yellow on the pants, but we have to see if the other stuff is dry yet. It's dry-ish. A little bit more primer on there to cover that. And there we go. Give that a second to dry. We'll do that tabard at the top, I think, or the apron up there. I think we were going to do that. We have green, purple, bright yellow, and red. Green, purple, bright yellow, and red. Okay. We shall use Moody Mauve Saurin. There we go. Ah! Thankfully, purple should cover should cover blue. A little bit over here. Okay, purple's done. I thought it was ready. Okay. So we'll do a bright red shirt. Sticking my paintbrush in that blue, we're gonna have a problem. And then if I throw it all over the ground, we're gonna have a problem too. But as you can see, he's coming along. He's colorful. So we have the green and the yellow left to do. Oh, different brush, but that's okay. This wasn't a one brush challenge, so. I'm hoping the yellow will cover this green. I'm not really sure though, so we'll see what happens here. There we go. See if we can take off some of this paint because it has become a true excess on there. And we'll try again. Oop. There we go. Apparently I hadn't mixed well enough. I had some thick globules of paint there. This is the way it's supposed to look. There we go. Not 100% happy with it, but you know what? Wouldn't be me to be 100% happy with it. Some paint out of these deeper recesses here. Another battle. All we have left to do is the maize yellow on his pants. And then this guy's done. Well, he's definitely colorful, I'll give him that. He looks good too. Oh, I gotta get the inside of this leg here. Missed this spot back here. There we go. He's done. Set him aside to dry. The only really other thing you could do will maybe be that his eyes are kind of small. You might not be able to get dots in there for his eyes. I know I would have trouble with it. And maybe put some symbols or something on the scroll. But other than that, this guy is done. We'll put the absolute black around the little rim on the base of his boots there once he dries. And there we go. Another quick speed paint. Let's look back at this. And we are ready to move on to the dry brush. Okay, so I will need this open again. Paint missing. There. Shader skin goes up here. probably this guy here. Yeah, because those are other regular paints. Okay. Oh wait. This one was up here too. There we go. The difference between the bottles on Speedpoint 1.0 and 2.0, because you really, other than the color that shows up, if you turn it to the side, 2.0s show another color name down here, light brown. So if you have both and you think you're getting them mixed up, that's how you can check. I just noticed that. Hope to God it's true with all of them. It looks like it is so far from what I can see scanning around here. Alright, we need our lightest Carcharodon gray. Okay. Let's flip this around because we're going to be tapping a lot of paint out onto this. Don't want to mix it in with whatever's on there already. Some of these areas still just look a little too dark. But just a little dab. We are not going to need much of this paint at all. Load up our brush a little bit. Tap, 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 tap. Swipe, 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 swipe. Okay, there we go. He is done. That's going to take some washing. And then, now that we're done with that business, we can go ahead and paint the rim of the base with the absolute black.
GoodNufPainting just rated with 9 viewers.
Hey,
welcome
thanks
raiders
for the raid,
to the
GoodNuff.
Trappers Lodge.
We're finishing this base up right now that this guy goes down on. He attaches with magnets. We're going to paint the rim of the base with the absolute black and then put the tufts on, and this guy will be ready for a contest. I can set it up, take pictures of it, and put it up on Blue Wyvern site, the Discord. So, I think I need to add a mixing bowl to this bottle. I put some of the Absolute Black in a littler bottle and make it easier to fiddle with. Hey Misty, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Booper! Gang's all here. You do bring the best people with you. Only the cool ones come through. I'm avoiding adulting too. I've only got another hour that I can avoid it or so. Hour or so. What the heck? Sorry your messages were deleted. I have no idea what that was about. I'll have to go in and look at the auto mod settings. Something's not right. I don't have very sensitive eyes. Oh, caps lock. Okay. Takes a little more paint than I thought for this base rim. It's the trouble when you use a 5-inch base. There we go. There we are. That should be good for the rim of that base. Set you back on this pog for a sec while that dries. Put you back on there. And I get it all over my fingers. Good job. Wouldn't be a day painting if you're not covered in it. Okay, so now we'll be moving on to the last portion of this guy. Putting on some different color tufts. There's a few mistakes that I want to hide using them, but not many. And I think tucking some of them in on here will give just that little bit of visual interest to draw the eye to other areas of the mini. So I picked the lowland shrubs, the meadow flowers, the woodland tuft, and the deadland tuft for specific reasons. I think that even on a battlefield, life is always clinging and trying to hold on. So I thought we'd use some of the flowers and lowland shrubs along the bases of the rocks and things to show where places where life is still holding on. The woodland tufts more towards the middle or against the rocks where they're kind of protected, and then the deadland tufts for what's been stomped on. Just a thought. And I need glue. What did I do with my glue? I don't need epoxy, I need glue. Here's my glue tub. That's gel, I don't want that. There we go. Shouldn't take more than 2 little tubs of super glue to do this. I think it's going to take a lot less than 1. There we go. Okay, so let's make some room to save some things. And I think it's mostly going to be the small end of these tufts. I don't think anything large is quite necessary on here. So we'll start with these two. For me, are you? Be a pain in the butt. Go. There we go. And I want to put the initial ones of these on here with the hey, how's it going, Ordinary Rock? I want to put the initial tufts on here with the miniature on the base, so I can, there we go, that rim should be dry now, so I can see how things look and then work my way into the middle. So a little pile of glue out on plastic here. This guy. Take one of these little tufts. Little dab will do you in the glue. And put this guy right back here where he's kind of protected. like I was talking about. Sorry if I'm pulling it off screen, guys. And once you put these guys down, I have found I do have to go back in and press the edges a couple times to get them to stick, even with the super glue. Okay, I think 6 of those is probably more than enough. Then we get the ones that have been a little bit more beat up. Let's get a little more glue out here. We'll have to look through here and make sure all the edges are down. Okay. Oh, gotta fight these guys too. Oh, I either missed it or got it early. Okay. Oh, oh. There's glue on the tweezers. That's not a good thing. Go. And I realize that on a lot of this miniature, most of these bases won't be seen when you're using it, but I think they choose one big tuft. Right here in the middle. I think it's helpful to have that added thing for those added things that not necessarily everyone sees, just to for your own imagination and thoughts on how things roll. 2, 3, 4. Okay, these guys I think I'm done with. 6 of each I think is more than enough. Plus, I don't want to have to go buy a bunch more of them right away. I do have a bunch of minis to base. Okay, now the dark green guys. Okay. A little more glue out here. Get on in there and stay. Stay, I said. You're not listening. You're sticking to the tweezers. That's not a good thing. And now you're sticking to me. That tough looks kind of ugly. Not sure if I like how he's looking. So we're gonna double him up with somebody else to cover the bad spot. Oh, come on. I usually don't put on this many tufts at one time. I have more time to clean up the tweezers and all in between. So that's why I have another set, unless I gave them away, which is... Oh, there we go. I do have one more set. It's looking pretty good. See where he stands. Okay. And now we're ready for some stuff that's been destroyed. Like I say, these guys, the destroyed tufts, you probably won't see too much of because he'll be on his base most of the time. These I actually bought for using when I go to base my Scorpeth destroyers and the other destroyer units, because, well, they're destroyer units and they destroy all life. Okay. Nice. Okay. One big tuft. Whoop. If I can get a hold of it. Right there. And then this base, I'm going to say is done. I'll get some good pictures of this and get it up on the my Discord. Just spread some of this out a little bit. There we go. That is how he looks. Oh, there we go. Camera paused. So, and that didn't even use a full tube. I didn't think it would, but you know. I think that looks really, really good. And then the stuff still glows nicely. I am very happy with that. Just clean up a little bit. This one seems to be alright. No glue on it. I love these. These are my absolute favorite little tweezers because they work so well with magneting the bases, which is how I usually get glue on them. I'm gonna let that dry a little more, and then I'll scrape it with a blade, and we'll be good to go. So, oh, Open up the little glue bin. I don't remember what came in this little package, but I just put the super glue on it to do whatever I need to do. And we're going to go ahead and paint this guy, the rim of this guy's boots and all with the absolute black to separate it out, and then we'll put it on a base later. Get all of the blue tack off of it. Go. There we go. Oop. Oop, wrong paper towels. And I'll have to get these guys on bases here shortly, and then out to be I rubbed some of the paint off of his boots here, so go ahead and put another quick little coat on it. You know what, I just noticed we never went back and hit the buckles on his boots at all. And I happen to have a very pointy brush somewhere. This one will do. It's a bit bigger than what I like, but it's alright. Oh. There we go, now his buckles are done. And we can call him ready for a base. Okay guys. Another battle. Horde of golems. I think we'll set up for tomorrow too, because tomorrow we may actually be able to do these other 4 guys with the speed paints. And I have more I can always go and prime if we run through them real quick, but that's been actually kind of fun painting those guys. And I do need to get on to the other Eva Saurian, but for him I have to put magnets in his on the base. They're in the feet already, but I still have to pull the blue tack and see where the magnets would set, drill the holes, and put the magnets in the base to hold him down. And then his base will be held by he'll be held upright by the rock in the back, which is already mostly primed. Not sure how we're going to base him completely yet. It's going to be somewhat similar to this. I do want them to be in a similar style, but I'm not sure if I want it to be that exact. I also have to take this base outside and the base only and give it a coat of the clear polyurethane or poly or Krylon, whatever the matte finish is. I have to give it a coating of that to protect it. I also have to I'll do that to the donkey and the town crier once I put them on bases. What happened to my big roll of paper towels? Oh, it's down there soaking up kitten glitter. I'll be so glad when I get my new storage solution in here. I'll probably be able to put the paper towels a little better situated than that. Alright. So, I think we are done for the day as far as crafting goes, just because I have to get ready for work now, but I think we did a lot of good work today. This guy is ready. I will post pictures of him, hopefully onto Blue Wyvern's site and My Finished Projects site this evening, but it might not be till tomorrow morning. I have the clear coat takes 2 hours before I can handle it again once I spray it. And I'll do it the same way I did him yesterday. I'll use the tub and flip everything over and make it look all dust free. Oh, I am very happy with that. I hope you all have enjoyed coming along today. And for this series, it took actually took 5 episodes to get this guy done. Streams. Part 4 just came out so yesterday's stream just came up on YouTube at noon. This one should come up about the same time tomorrow noon. And we've only had 2 camera issues today, so it shouldn't be that bad. So with that, before I forget, I've been meaning to show this to you guys. A couple weeks ago, right before the family got COVID again, I had started painting that poison dart frog that I had found a miniature STL of. And I was able to finish it. And I meant to show that to you guys because I was very happy with that too. Let's see here. First, let's go ahead and finish 2 minis. Up to 32. And then, let's see here. Poison dart frog. This, the image of the live frog on the right was the basis and pattern I used to paint that little poison dart frog that I found online. My sister-in-law ended up coming up for a visit because that's who that was for, and I had to finish it pretty much overnight. I put magnets in the base of it so you can hang it on the refrigerator as a refrigerator magnet. That took a couple magnets. I should have hollowed this guy or something along those lines before I did that, but I'm not sure if I hollowed it how I would have attached the magnets to the bottom. So, but anyway, I had a lot of fun doing that. The finished pictures of that are up on the Discord as well. I hope you guys like it. So now that's something I can, yeah, that. Yeah. So this one and this one I can delete. I had set up specific elements in OBS so I could show this to you guys, and I've been waiting and waiting and waiting to remove them until I actually showed you the finished products. There we go. So we will move now over to the nature cams. Let's see. I think there's some eggs in the coop, so I'll go out and take a look at that. There'll be a quick break while we roll over. Quick set of ads, unless they're already running. Nope, we'll be good. Looks like there probably won't be any. We're in the middle of an ad break right now, apparently. So I'll go ahead and roll over to the nature cams. Thank you guys for coming out today for the crafting. I will be back again tomorrow. Let's see here. I don't think there were any new follows today. No, just Ordinary Rock yesterday. And thank you for that follow, Ordinary Rock. Just the raid today. Let's go ahead. We're going to shout out Good Enough for the raid. Thank you very much, my friend. He is an excellent painter, a really good person from what I've seen. Actually doesn't need a qualifier. He's a really good person. And I hope you check him out. He's usually on in the evenings, 10, 11 o'clock at night. And then lately he's been able to be on in the morning pretty much same time as I start. So that's cool to have someone else on same time as me, giving lunchtime paint relaxation for those of you out there. And yeah, I hope to see you guys tomorrow for the next crafting stream. We should be working on this guy. Let's see if I need to bring up those lights just a little bit more. Not really helping too much. But he, this is another miniature by Blue Wyvern. It's one of the big Saurians that he did. And we'll start painting on that and basing that tomorrow. That'll probably take another 5 sessions, just because of how slow I am. And at least during the dry times, we have the speed paint stuff we can fiddle with. So, alright. I keep rambling and I don't know why. Okay. So thank you all for coming out for today's crafting portion of the stream. I greatly appreciate every visitor, lurker, chatter, follower, subscriber, supporter, and donator to the charity that stops by. I hope to see you all here again for my next crafting session. Be safe out there.